You close your eyes. Your heart beats fast. You press your lips against another person's mouth to show love, and you never think twice about it. But less than half of all human cultures in history actually practiced romantic kissing, making this comforting habit a bizarre anomaly in the natural world. Imagine our early ancestors living thousands of years ago. Survival was a brutal daily battle, and their crowded primitive world had absolutely no concept of a romantic kiss. So how did they really build deep trust and choose the right partner to stay alive? The answer will completely change everything we think we know about human evolution, biological scanners, and the true meaning of connection. Because deep under this modern ritual lies a dark primal secret one that forces us to look closer at the strange animal staring back in the mirror. Let us peel back the layers of time together. To uncover where this strange urge started, we have to follow a paper trail left by ancient empires. For decades, we simply assumed that pressing our lips together was a natural instinct built into human DNA from the very beginning. But history tells a very different story. Think about what happened in 2015. A team of researchers decided to cross-examine over 100 unique societies from every corner of the world. They wanted to see if romance and mouth contact always went hand in hand. The data they brought back completely shook our understanding of human nature. They discovered that more than half of these cultures had no tradition of romantic kissing whatsoever. To them, the idea of exchanging body fluids was not romantic. It was dangerous and dirty. This means the way you express love today is not a universal truth. It is a puzzle, a mix of biology and social training. The oldest piece of written evidence we have takes us back 4,000 years to ancient Mesopotamia. In the dry lands of modern-day Iraq, archaeologists dug up clay tablets covered in tiny wedged shapes. When experts translated these ancient texts, they found something remarkable. The people of Mesopotamia were not just kissing, they were writing love poems about it. They described the heat of the mouth, the mixing of breath, and the heavy desire between lovers. Around that exact same window of time, halfway across the world, early Sanskrit texts in ancient India began whispering about the same phenomenon. These holy scripts described lovers touching noses and breathing in each other's air, calling it a way to share their very souls. By the time the Roman Empire rose to power, this habit was no longer a private act of passion. The Romans turned it into a cold, organized social system. They actually broke kissing down into 3 strict legal categories to maintain power and rank. The first was called the osculum, a polite kiss on the cheek used as a greeting among high society men. The second was the basium, a warmer touch on the lips reserved for close family and political allies to seal massive business deals. The third, most intense version was the savium, the deep passionate kiss shared only by lovers. In Rome, a kiss could change your social status, buy your freedom, or seal your death warrant. It was a language of power masquerading as affection, but humans were definitely engaging in this strange behavior long before anyone ever learned to write on clay or stone. We know this because of what happens inside your chest right now. The very second your lips touch another person, your brain pulls a massive chemical trigger. It instantly floods your entire nervous system with dopamine, the exact same chemical that fires up when someone wins a gamble or takes an addictive drug. Your brain screams with pleasure, demanding more. At the exact same time, your body releases a massive dose of oxytocin. Scientists often call this the hugging hormone because it forces your mind to lower its defenses, creating an intense wave of emotional bonding and blind trust. Meanwhile, your serotonin levels drop significantly, mimicking the exact mental state of someone with obsessive-compulsive disorder. Your heart rate shoots up, your blood pressure shifts, and your pupils dilate. Your focus narrows so sharply that the entire world around you simply vanishes. Why would our bodies develop such a complex, exhausting internal system just for a physical touch? The answer lies in an invisible radar systems we carry in our noses. Whether you realize it or not, we are all obsessed with scent. Even in our clean modern world, your brain is constantly sniffing out the people around you. When we step into someone's personal space to kiss them, we are actually performing a highly advanced genetic scan. Our noses pull in the microscopic hormones, skin particles, and breath of our partner. This close-up scent test allows your immune system to evaluate their health. Evolution programmed us to look for a mate whose immune system genes are completely different from our own. When two different systems combine, they create children who can fight off deadly diseases. So when you think you are falling deeply in love under the stars, your biology is actually running a cold, calculated test to ensure the survival of our species. But the rabbit hole goes even deeper. There is a primal reason why this specific area of our face holds so much emotional power. It traces back to the raw, unprotected days of our early survival. Millions of years ago, before the invention of baby food blenders or soft meals, prehistoric mothers faced a terrifying challenge. Human babies are born incredibly helpless with underdeveloped digestive systems. They could not chew or process the tough wild meats and plants gathered by the tribe. To keep their infants from starving, ancient mothers would take food, chew it thoroughly in their own mouths, and then pass the soft food directly into the baby's open mouth. This survival habit is something scientists call kiss feeding. To our clean modern minds, this image might feel deeply unsettling, but for thousands of generations, it was the only line of defense between life and death. Think about the psychological impact of that daily routine on a growing primitive baby. During the most vulnerable, terrifying moments of its early life, it experienced the soft, warm touch of its mother's lips. That touch meant the arrival of food, the end of pain, and absolute protection from the cold predators lurking in the dark. Over millions of years, our developing brains hardwired these two concepts together. We permanently linked mouth-to-mouth contact with feelings of safety, deep trust, and ultimate comfort. As our species grew up and built civilizations, we did not leave that software behind. We simply repurposed it. When we look for a romantic partner today, our ancient mind uses that exact same prehistoric memory. We took a raw, messy survival tool meant for feeding a child, and we dressed it up to become the highest form of romantic intimacy in human history. Yet there is still one glaring anomaly that science struggles to fully explain. A secret hidden in plain sight, happening at the exact moment the heat rises. Why do we almost always drop our eyelids and block out the world when our lips meet? Think about how incredibly dangerous that is from a survival standpoint. At the exact second you choose to get physically closer to another human being than ever before, you willingly blind yourself. You shut down your main defense system against a hostile world. Psychologists found that our brains do this because of sheer sensory overload. A kiss floods your nervous system with so much intense touch data, genetic scent info, and chemical electricity that your mind simply cannot process visual sight at the same time. To experience the feeling fully, your brain has to force your eyes to shut down. This total surrender tells us everything about the brutal world our ancestors had to navigate. In prehistoric times, humans had absolutely no privacy. People lived, ate, and slept, crammed tightly together with their entire tribe in small, chaotic spaces. True emotional intimacy was almost impossible to find, and a rare private moment was a luxury. Life was a non-stop battle against wild animals, freezing weather, and rival groups. In that harsh reality, picking the wrong partner did not just mean a broken heart, it meant certain death. Because a kiss required you to drop your guard and black out your vision in a world full of threats, it became a massive gamble. It evolved into a silent physical contract of total trust. You were betting your life that the person standing in front of you would protect you while you were completely helpless. Over thousands of generations, we did not just learn to love. We learned to use vulnerability as a weapon against loneliness. We transformed a risky biological glitch into the ultimate proof of safety. But this ancient programming leaves a heavy mark on our modern minds, especially when the fire fades and the cold reality of today sets back in. Now we find ourselves in a completely different world, surrounded by cold concrete buildings, flashing phone screens, and endless digital noise. Every day we struggle with intense social anxiety, the exhausting burnout of the daily grind, and a deep sense of being completely alone. It is so easy to judge yourself for feeling this empty, or to feel like your constant craving for love and affection is just a personal weakness. But our shared history proves that you need to be gentle with yourself. That deep hunger you feel for a warm touch, a safe embrace, or a simple kiss is not a flaw. It is a beautiful, timeless message from the very first humans who sat together in the dark thousands of years ago. When you look for connection in this fast and chaotic life, it is just the helpless ancient child inside you, looking for a place to feel safe. Your biology is simply trying to shield you from the coldness of the modern world. You are not broken for wanting to be held. You are just beautifully human. If you want to keep exploring these deep truths about why we hurt, why we love, and how to find peace in a messy world, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Let us build a safe space here for overthinkers who want to understand the true meaning of being alive. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in our next journey.